You hear it all the time, right? AI and the future of work. But let's just cut through all the noise. This isn't about what might happen 10 years from now. No, this is about what's happening right now. See, this idea that artificial intelligence is some sci-fi thing looming on the horizon, that's completely outdated. The big change isn't coming. I mean, it's really here. It's in the algorithm that picks your next song. It's in the tools that businesses are using every single day. The truth is, AI's impact is already spreading, quietly, but very, very quickly.
So if you look at history, new technology always goes for the most predictable work first. It just makes sense. So the question we should be asking isn't if jobs will change, but which ones are on the front lines right now? Which ones disappear first?
But before we just start rattling off a list of jobs, we need to understand the why. We need a simple way to think about this. So let's call it the rule of replacement. It's basically the framework for figuring out which jobs are most at risk.
At its core, AI is just fantastic at anything predictable. So if a job is super repetitive, if it follows a really strict set of rules, or if it's all about finding patterns in data, well, that's a perfect match for automation. And you can get even more specific. Is the work pretty much all done on a screen? If someone makes a mistake, is it a low-stakes error? And here's the big one. Does the job basically follow a script? Because if it does, you can bet an AI can learn that script and do it forever without getting tired. Okay, so we've got the rule. Now let's put it to the test. Let's get real and look at the first 5 job categories that are most exposed to this whole shift.
First up, and this one's probably the least surprising, data entry and administrative processing. This is pretty much ground zero for AI automation. Just look at why this work is so exposed. On one side, you have human tasks, reading forms, sorting spreadsheets, processing invoices, and on the other, you've got what AI can do. A business doesn't need a person's feelings to process an invoice, right? It needs speed and it needs accuracy. And AI delivers that around the clock, no coffee breaks required.
Okay, number 2 might actually surprise a few of you. Basic content writing. Now, hold on. We are not talking about a brilliant journalist or a best-selling novelist here. We're talking about the formulaic stuff, the content that's built on a template.
I mean, AI is already pumping out thousands of product descriptions, SEO blog posts, and simple marketing emails. For that kind of work, the goal isn't art, it's just getting a huge volume out the door fast. So what does this mean? It means the bar for human writers just got a whole lot higher. Now you have to lean into what AI can't do. Genuine originality, unique voice, real strategic thinking.
Coming in at number 3, entry-level coding. Specifically, all those repetitive little tasks that junior developers usually cut their teeth on. You know, setting up projects, writing simple functions, or hunting for basic bugs.
Now, let's be super clear. This does not mean senior engineers are going away. Not at all. But just look at these tasks. AI copilots are getting shockingly good at writing and fixing this kind of simple code. The role of the developer is changing. It's becoming less about typing out every single line and more about being a system architect who directs and double-checks the AI's work.
All right, next up at number 4 is routine financial analysis. We're talking about the predictable, number-crunching side of things, like generating the same report every month or building basic models from a template.
AI is just a beast when it comes to finding patterns in huge piles of numbers. It can scan millions of data points and spot a trend a human would totally miss. So what happens? The value shifts. It moves away from the person who just fills in the spreadsheet and toward the person who can look at the AI's report and use it to make a brilliant strategic decision.
And finally, at number 5, we have standard customer service. You've definitely experienced this one. We're talking about those frontline questions that are super predictable and follow a very clear script.
We have all dealt with these chatbots, right? They're already handling a massive amount of the simple stuff. FAQs, tracking your order, basic troubleshooting. What this does is push the human agents up the value chain. Their new job is to handle only the really messy, high-stakes, or emotional problems that need real empathy and human judgment.
So you've seen the list. Data entry, basic writing, entry-level coding, routine analysis, and standard customer service. What's the pattern here? What's the common thread that ties all of these together?
It really just boils down to these 3 things. The work happens where the rules are crystal clear, all the information is digital, and the final result is totally predictable. The more a job checks those 3 boxes, the easier it is for AI to step in and take over.
So what on earth does this all mean for you? Look, this isn't about making you panic.
It's about being smart. It's about understanding the huge difference between work that can be automated and work that is truly deeply valuable.
Think of it like this. You've got two zones. Over here is the automation zone. Everything's repeatable, it's digital, it follows a script. But over here, this is the value zone. This is where you need strategy, where you have to take ownership, where you need real original creativity. The game isn't about outrunning the machine. It's about using it to move yourself firmly into that value zone.
And we have to be honest about the economic side of this. Let's not sugarcoat it. AI doesn't just change tasks, it changes the shape of entire companies. That means fewer entry-level jobs to get your foot in the door, a lot more competition for the roles that are left, and a massive shift of wealth toward the people who own and build the technology.
Which brings us to the most important point of all. After hearing all this, the question most people ask is my job safe? But I'm going to tell you that is the absolute wrong question. It's passive. It's just waiting for something to happen to you.
This is the question. This is the one that gives you power. How can I become less replaceable? Technology doesn't wait for you to be ready. It rewards the people who adapt. Your career security in this new world isn't going to come from a safe job title. It's going to come from your ability to be strategic, creative, and uniquely human, skills that AI simply cannot replicate.